Hello, everybody. Jerome Wright here again, and once again, you're on my Jerome Wright Jeronification or Jerome Wright's YouTube channel. Okay. Uh, this here is a third follow-up video. A third follow-up video to two other videos that I've made in the past 2 days here. I'm referencing that of my discovery of fish fossils encased or entombed in rock substances there on the Martian surface. The location of my find that I was drawn to is based on this object here that was already previously discovered as being some type of metallic object stuck into this rock Martian surface here. Now, NASA and other experts have, I believe, has already dismissed this as being windblown polished stone, which gives this the appearance of being that of like a metallic object stuck in stone. So it's already been dismissed by NASA experts and I guess scientific experts as being just that. Um, it does appear to be a metallic object. To be totally honest with you, other people I actually used another. I actually used another um, image of this that is in circulation on web, where somebody had actually, in my first two discoveries, had actually used this to highlight the metallic object, and then there's an enhancement over there. Okay, and it's my position that that object, which is right here, I found this new image, and the reason why I'm using this image because you see in the first, everything at the bottom here is cut off. I've identified fish objects here, fossils, and I've identified this as a trunk vertebra of a fish right here, and you can see how I have it sectioned off. That same object is right here. Now, the reason why I'm back here in this video is because when I identified this object here as a fish trunk vertebra, I did not know or had no way of knowing what was over here because I didn't have this image. I made my first discovery just based on what I saw here and had identified it as this being an encased fish tail and stone, and this is also a fish trunk vertebra, the spine of a fish, I guess what you would actually say, and it's actually encased in a Martian stone substance as well. Long and behold, when I found this image online as I started Googling images for the Martian surface, this image came up again. I guess this is the original image that the guy utilized to get this, and this is where I'm at. So, identifying this as a trunk vertebra, there would have to be other identifying parts. This is a fish trunk vertebra right here. So it's my position that this section here is matching this section here. So now I want to find these objects, which are actually off of there, and they're actually called neural spine. Okay, these are the neural spine fossil pieces right here. Now, long and behold, when I found this image yesterday online, this is exactly what happens. Over here, well, hold on, let me come in right here. See the bone with the hole in it? Now, this is on the Martian surface, people. Keep in mind, there's another one down in here, and then over here, here, and here. There are fossilized remains of this fish creature, which identifies in exact what I have identified as this being fossilized fish bones encased in some type of rock mineral or mineral rock. Now, these objects, let me see if I can These objects that are here, 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 and here, well, besides that being the spine, here we have a shark spine vertebra over here and fish vertebra over here. These objects, this object here, is almost a perfect match to what is here. And then we have the other portions scattered here in this area. It's my position that where this shiny object was found, stuck into this rock body, which I'm also identifying also as a fossilized remains entombed in mineral rock here, which is in the shape of a fish, that this is a marker for this location where there are fossilized fish remains on the Martian planet surface. Now, it just doesn't stop there. The famous historical moment of what happened with the victims of the the Vesuvius volcano eruption, where in Pompeii, these victims became entombed in volcanic matter, which actually hardened like a cement encasement around their body. Gives to the best example and scenario as to what actually occurred here with this encasement. Here is a fish. Its features, from the fins, from the eyes, from his teeth, from his tail fin, everything. Its side fins, every feature of this creature was almost seemingly, when this creature was immortalized in stone, like these victims were of the Mount Vesuvius, from the Mount Vesuvius eruption in Pompeii, preserved this creature's features, not just this one, but there's another one right here. And if you Google the image and pan in on it, you will get the shock of your life that this creature is a Martian fish. I say a Martian alien fish because through my paranormal experience and encounter that led me to this location anyway, tells me that this is not life forms of this world. So I call it, when you hear me say alien Martian life forms, meaning that these are even aliens to the Martian planet. And this is why they're laying above the surface. And then not only on top of that, I've actually, in Googling these images, I've seen other websites and other finds where people are seemingly trying to identify bone parts as being consistent with looking like dinosaurs and other creatures, but cannot put their finger on it because they do not understand what has actually happened or occurred on the surface of that planet. And I actually know. So no one has actually identified a specific creature until now. The vertebra, the trunk vertebra of a fish, and then the neural spine parts of the vertebra, which identifies my discovery. This fish, let me bring this in right here. Notice how you can see the body curled in around on itself. Here's the top fin of the fish. There's the body. There's the almost like the bulging stomach area, almost like a tadpole of the fish. You see the eye socket area, the mouth. See the guy there, and then here's another creature, like almost like an eel. You see that? Let me show you what these guys look like. When you Google the image, all you have to do is match my markings to my discovery. I can back this off now. Let me back this off because I have it in too far. These two objects, I have highlighted them. I have gave them faces and definition based on what I can see through my paranormal experience and encounter, folks. And here you are, right there. Let me put a tag here so you can take a look at that for a moment. So, there. There are the creatures on the Martian surface, entombed in rock, a rock encasement, like our victims of Pompeii and Mount Vesuvius, from the Mount Vesuvius volcanic eruption. These are actual beings, living beings, that were caught off guard by volcanic eruption, which seized their bodies, frozen in time, cemented in time, almost like in the case of Lot and his wife in the Sodom and Gomorrah story, where she turned around and was frozen into a pillar of salt. A similar story being said here. It's my position that this is what happened, similar to that, and this is how this scenario got these creatures to where their bodies are almost like living stone creatures laying on the planet's surface of Mars. My position is that this occurrence did not happen here. It happened somewhere else. And these beings landed on this world through a catastrophic event that happened elsewhere. But these beings ended up here, encased in stone, from a travel journey through space, in other words. A journey of travel through space. And I can tell you how it actually happened through my paranormal experience and encounter. The same energies that drawed me to making this amazing discovery. Now, keep in mind, people, that millions of people looked at this location because of this right here, because of that metallic-like object. The best of minds done study this location because of the fact that this drew the attention of the world. It made news headlines and everything else because here you have a metallic-like object stuck in stone. Reminds me of the Excalibur story where the sword was stuck in stone. So people panned this area looking for other relating objects which would verify what this is. So everybody's looking at this entire picture. I was drawn here not because of this, but because of living beings that were encased in rock. Through my genuine paranormal experience and encounter, I bring you this. This object here, this fish, is right there. The entire body, verbatim of what I have here. From the lips, the puffiness in the lips, the eye sockets, the eyes, not I gave it a lot. But if you Google the image, the original image, and look down in there, you almost see an eye in there, like almost frozen in time. And this is how I was able to give you such a lifelike looking creature right there, because everything that you see right here, from this line up here to these little lines coming in and cutting in, giving this guy his serpent look, half fish and half serpent look. Well, all of that is right there. And then this little guy, look how that image is dramatically smaller. This image is dramatically smaller than this one. But look how, through my paranormal experience and encounter, I can graphically give you the detail of that being as well, too. Now, through my genuine power and sense, multidimensional sense of being is multidimensional sense of awareness. I can do this across the entire surface of the Martian planet. These beings, being drawn to them in the way that I am drawn to not just their presence as being here, but I am drawn to the evolutionary existence of these beings. It's like once I'm tapped into the soul identity of these creatures, I'm tapped into existence in itself. So when I find these beings, when I'm drawn to these beings, their story, their being, their existence becomes almost seemingly one with me. People, this is how I'm able to do this. This is not no game. This is not nothing. I'm not playing with your mind. This is something that has become a part of me. This is my life. Each time this happens with me, something else, it seems like, is taking a part of me, of going inside of me. Almost as if I'm being transcended into places beyond our world and becoming a part of something that is far more greater. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel. I've made an amazing Martian discovery where there's fossils of fish, the trunk vertebra, parts of the spine of the fish, the laying fossils, preserved in the stone encasement, and I've discovered it. Now, this is not just by no chance moment in time that this has happened. You must see my other videos that are here, because if it wasn't for everything that I have already experienced and encountered, I would not be able to experience and encounter this and or bring it to you. My journey to get to this point of showing you this is far more unique than in this find itself, because I have made some extraordinary discoveries that have yet to be acknowledged by anyone globally. I have only been on several websites, and through that, my presence on those sites, that I'm able to be here to show you this. You stand a better chance. I was on my alien UFO sites, and I mentioned it here in one of my videos here. I watched a video here on YouTube where a girl sucking on her own bloody tampon, pulling it out of her vagina in the confines of her own home, and sucking on her own bloody tampon. She goes viral instantly. And here, I'm making history, showing you stuff like this, and it goes nowhere. This is the problem with society as we know it today. But I'm patient. My discoveries are never ending. And everything that I am discovering is genuine and self-explanatory. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel. You Google this image of Martian surfaces, this, and you'll see here, that well preserved in stone. Here and here, these are the two defining creatures. I haven't found fish fossils all across back here. Even found another body of a fish back, I think, over here somewhere, encased in the stone matter as well too. But these two creatures here have the defining characteristics of everything that I put right here. Look at this, people. Look at these fish. And I want you to notice that all I did is I made minimal pencil lines on this. Just made, well, pen lines. Look, all of the rest there, people, is already there. All I did was just did enhanced lining. Look, just enhanced lining. That's it. I wanted to do I could have colored this guy in and gave him high definition. All I wanted to do was show you the basic lines that I put in. I had to do very little to make the presence of something that is already there, or to show you. Look, and look here. I did the very basic minimal, look, of these two objects that are already there. Look, people, they're enhanced. I brought them in enlargements, and look what is there. You can probably count the pencil marks that I've actually put on here, on both of these guys, the pencil lines. Look at everything else. How the transition of the colorings of these guys' bodies already enhanced. Look, almost like some type of pike fish, you know what I mean, or a pike eel. Look at this. Look at my separating lines of these two tones of colors here. Look, the transition, the way we would expect for these creatures to automatically be. Look, the lizard-like lips. Look at these beings. Look, people. What is more fascinating than that? And then, not only have I identified two fish, I give you the drawing, and then identified physical parts, fossilized parts, encased in mineral rock, in the surrounding bodies of these two fish that I've drawn on the Martian planet's surface. And what else is so good about this is that this image is already famous for what has been described as a metallic object stuck in the rock, but scientists has already dismissed it as being polished blown rock from the Martian winds. So they're saying that this metallic object is caused due to Martian terrestrial winds which polished the rock, which made this object so shiny. And lo and behold, I come along and say that it's a marker. A marker for what? The fossilized remains of beings that would otherwise go unnoticed unless a person that had the sense of these beings being here and the existence and why they're there would identify them, or could identify them, or could bring you the objects that identify what these beings are. So, NASA, experts, all of you guys, let me see you disprove what this is, what that is, and then hold it. The trunk vertebra of a fish and the relating parts that complete the body of the creatures of which I described. And even if you wanted to do so, all people have to do is Google this image and these two objects here that I have enhanced and made pencil marks on for people to see what they are. You know they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, people, Google this image. Forget about all of this. Well, no, don't forget about that, because if I'm telling you that's a trunk vertebra of a fish, and then I'm showing you the bone parts, the fossilized parts are laying next to that, and all of these stuff being fossils here of fish, then you have to pay attention. But then I'm bringing you the actual images of Martian fish. Well, Martian alien fish. Look, people. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel here on YouTube. My station is also named Gerone Wright. I changed it from the Geronification part. Okay, people. What is more convincing than that? Thank you for joining me on my station, and this is my third video of this. So see all three of the others. I wanted to identify all of the parts that were there that could be obviously identified. And the reason for being so is to keep anyone else from actually coming in and say, oh, well, I see this there, I see the bones there of the parts of the fish, and start identifying things. And then, you know what I mean, come and jump on a bandwagon that's already, that has all of its things in order. You know what I mean? Or all of its instruments in order, in other words. Alright? So, it's my position that you have fish laying on the surface there, encased in time and stone, frozen in time, like our dear victims of the Mount Vesuvius eruption, which caused for people in Pompeii to become isolated in stone state there in Pompeii. Children, people. It's amazing how you have adults and then children laying next to the adults. And then the same exact thing is here, because these are like baby fish in relations to adult fish laying here, isolated, frozen in time. My name is Gerone Wright. Thank you for watching my Geronification channel, and please send this out to people. Let's get this thing viral. I still have much more to share. There's enough to go around. I don't have no end. So let's keep it rolling, people. I mean, I'm not going to leave YouTube. I'm not going to leave my alien UFO channel. Get me viral. It's going to be my life is this now. Do you think that there can be anything out there? Do you think that anything can change after you experience this? And if you look at my story on here on YouTube, and if you look at it on my Alien UFOs channel, on Dreams and Experience, I am an alien and so are you. Do you think that anything could change? My life is anything but normal anymore. I would never be able to enjoy a normal life because I'm a part of what you're witnessing here. I'm not just doodling on images and showing you things. I am a part of this. I have a passion for this. A person can drop $1 million, a $20 million paycheck on me right now, and what I'm interested is in this. I'm drawn to this. I know that beyond this is much more. Look at my journey to this point. Look at my alien UFO site. Look at my my Facebook site. Look at all of my sites. I was even on unexplainedmysteries.com. They took me off of there, stating that I had paradula or something like that there, and I was seeing things that weren't there. I'm seeing images in the clouds, and lo and behold, everything that I was seeing back then, and prematurely I was going through the stage of evolving to seeing things like this. Here I am now, on my way to becoming probably the greatest person that ever graced this planet, because everything that was previously I can pull the veil off of. Everything ancient I can pull the veil off of. People, pay attention to what is happening here. The destiny, the past, the present, and the future I'm a part of. My name is Gerone Wright. Thank you for joining me on my Geronification channel. And I hope that this thing goes off real soon and all, because I need experts. I need experts to not pick my mind, but to let me drain my mind onto them so they can take what I have discovered to the next level and all of the possibilities that our world can benefit therefrom. Thank you for joining me. The location of my find that I was drawn to is based on this object here that was already previously discovered as being some type of metallic object stuck into this rock Martian surface here. Now, NASA and other experts have, I believe, has already dismissed this as being wind-blown polished stone, which gives this the appearance of being that of like a metallic object stuck in stone. So it's already been dismissed by NASA. This new image, and the reason why I'm using this image, because you see in the first, everything at the bottom here is cut off. I've identified fish objects here, fossils, and I've identified this as a trunk vertebra of a fish right here, and you can see how I have it sectioned off. That same object is right here. Now, the reason why I'm back here in this video is because when I identified this object here as a fish trunk vertebra, I did not know, or had no way of knowing what was over here, because I didn't have this image. I made my first discovery just based on what I saw here, and had identified it as this being an encased fish tail in stone, and this is also a fish trunk vertebra, the spine of a fish, I guess what you would actually say, and it's actually encased in a Martian stone substance as well. Long and behold, when I found this image online, as I started with experts, and I guess scientific experts, as being just that. It does appear to be a metallic object, to be totally honest with you. Other people, I actually used another image of this that is in circulation on web, where somebody had actually, in my first two discoveries, had actually used this to highlight the metallic object, and then there's an enhancement over there, okay? And it's my position that that object, which is right here, I found this new. Hello, everybody. Gerone Wright here again, and once again, you're on my Gerone Wright Geronification, or Gerone Wright's YouTube channel. Okay. This here is a third follow-up video. A third follow-up video to two other videos that I've made in the past 2 days here. I'm referencing that of my discovery of fish fossils encased or entombed in rock substances there on the Martian surface.